Okay, let's get started with chapter 4 on compound meter. So if you haven't done so already, please open up the chapter 4 slides found in files on Canvas. And then let's get started with slide number 1. Okay, so compound meter, well, first of all, in chapter 2, if you remember, we studied simple division and compound division. Again, what's simple division, right? That's the division in which we divide the beat into two parts. Whereas simple or compound division is where we divide the beat into three parts. So we studied those, and then in the last chapter, chapter number 3, we focused on simple meters, and that's to say meters in which the beats are divided into two parts. That is to say meters in which the beat is divided using simple division. So what are some examples of the simple meters? So we could say 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 are a few examples. There are more, but those are the most common ones that we'll find. So pretty much any meter that has a 2, a 3, or a 4 on top, we're going to call simple meters. Okay, let's move on to our next slide, number 2. So in this chapter, number 4, we're going to focus on compound meters. And that means we're going to focus on meters in which the beats are divided into three parts. Okay, so compound meters, different than simple meters, right? So compound meters have meter signatures with either a 6, a 9, or a 12 as the upper number. So we're going to see meters with meter signatures called 6/8, 9/8, or 12/8, or perhaps even 6/4, 9/4, or 12/4. The ones that we call 6/8, 9/8, or 12/8, those are going to be more common than 6/4, 9/4, or 12/4. Nonetheless, all can be classified as compound meters. So with compound meter, if the tempo is slow, you can count the rhythms as you learn to do in chapter 3 with the simple meters. For example, the graphic here on slide number 2, we see one that could be clapped as such. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and. Okay? So that's if the tempo is slow. We're going to have a kind of a different way of counting when the tempo is moderate to fast, which we'll talk about shortly. Let's move on to the next slide, number 3. So let's notice in the figure that I just clapped, here it is again on slide 3, kind of in the middle of the slide. Look at our meter signature. What is it? It's 6/8, right? This is a compound meter. And so recall that with meter signatures, the upper number tells us how many beats per measure. So we know that there will be 6 beats per measure with 6/8 time. And we see that the lower number, 8, tells us what kind of rhythm gets 1 beat, right? So if there's an 8, that means the 8th note gets 1 beat. So if we're looking at our at this little graphic here on slide number 3, we see that, let's pull this up here, at the very beginning here we have 3 eighth notes, right? And so each one is its own beat because we have 6/8 time. Therefore we have 1, 2, 3. Here we have 16th notes, and so remember 2 16th notes equals the value of 1/8 note. So now we're going 4 and 5 and 6 and. See if you can clap that with me now. We'll go slow. How about ready? How about let's see. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 and. How about even a little slower? How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 and. Okay, so practice that with me a little bit. Start to get the feel of compound meter here, at least the slow version. One good example of a song that's in compound meter is Silent Night. You can listen to the recording. I have a link here on slide number 3. And it's, this is a good one that's in a slow tempo. I'll play it here real quick. So listen to the counting. So we'll have, let's see, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is a good example of the compound meter that we call 6/8, right? Okay, so see if you can count along with me while I'm playing that, and then see if you can also count along with it in the recording here. That's the link to which is on slide number 3. Okay, moving on to slide number 4. So in Silent Night, right, the tempo is pretty slow. So we counted it 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. However, as the tempo increases, we begin to sense the 8th notes as divisions of a beat that is represented by a dotted quarter note. So instead of feeling it kind of like with 6 beats, we'll start to, as the tempo increases, we'll start to feel it more in 2, right? And we're going to call this duple compound meter. So instead of 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to feel it a little bit more like 1 la li, 2 la li, 1 la li, 2 la li. So you can, so it's a little bit, we feel it in 2, and we really feel each beat divided into 3, right? Maybe practice with me a little bit here as we see the graphic on slide number 4. 1 la li, 2 la li. So clap on 1 and clap on 2, but then just count the la li, right? To divide into 3. So 1 la li, 2 la li, 1 la li, 2 la li. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're gonna practice a bunch of these a little bit later. So sit tight for that.